Video 59 for Math Lesson 8.8, Multiplying Mixed Numbers. Now, up until now, we've been doing a lot of multiplying of fractions already. And today is no different than that. But we need to talk about what we do when we come across mixed numbers. At this time, we're going to put these notes into our notebook. Okay, we haven't put any multiplication notes in there yet. So open to your next clean page and your topic should be multiplying fractions. And we're going to put the steps that we use to multiply. Okay, so number one, start with just fractions. Now we talked about that. If you have like a fraction and a whole number, the whole numbers need to be changed to fractions before you can begin. Well, today we're going to be talking about mixed numbers. And mixed numbers need to be changed to improper fractions before you can multiply as well. So put this in your notes, copy these things down, and then we'll talk about how you do that. Step 2, multiply the numerators. Step 3, multiply the denominators. Step 4, simplify if necessary. Now, if you had to change a mixed number to an improper fraction before you began, you're going to have to simplify. So get used to always looking for that simplifying or reducing that needs to happen. Now make sure you have this copied down in your notebook before we move on. So if you need to pause here, go ahead and do that. Now let's take a look at multiplying with mixed numbers. Say your problem is 1.5 times 2.5. Before you can start just multiplying the numerators, multiplying the denominators, you have to rewrite these mixed numbers as fractions. Fifth graders, it is imperative that you do that. You cannot just multiply the whole numbers, then multiply the numerators down. It does not work that way. Okay, so you have to start by rewriting those fractions as improper fractions. Okay, and you know how to convert. Okay, 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Denominator stays the same. So 3 halves times 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 5 halves. So we rewrite the problem as 3 halves times 5 halves. Now we can multiply according to the algorithm. 3 times 5 is 15, 2 times 2 is 4, so we get 15 fourths. The last step is to simplify if necessary, and in this case it is. We've got an improper fraction. 15 divided by 4 is 3, with a remainder of 3/4. And that's how you multiply mixed numbers. Okay, let's try another. Oh, what if this happens? You've got a whole number multiplied by a mixed number. Well, again, before you can apply that multiplication algorithm, both of these need to be just fractions. Okay, so you're going to have to rewrite your 3 as a fraction, so make it 3/1, and then you're going to have to rewrite your 2.5 as a fraction, so you'll make it 5 halves. Then you can multiply. 3 times 5 is 15, 1 times 2 is 2, so 15 halves is your answer, but it needs to be simplified. Okay, 15 divided by 2 is 7, with a remainder of 1/2. All right, so remember, you got to write the whole number in fraction form, write the mixed number in fraction form, multiply, and then simplify. I want you to pause the video here and try these. Okay, and then we'll look at what the answers are. Okay, so you should have completed these two problems, 1 1/4 times 5/6. Okay, well first you have to take 1 1/4 and you need to change it to a mixed number, which would be 5/4. And 5/6 is fine, so you've got 5/4 times 5/6. 5 times 5 is 25, 4 times 6 is 24. Simplify. 24 goes into 25 one time with 1/24 left over. So if you got to 1 and 1/24, excellent job. In our second problem, we've got two mixed numbers. They both need to be changed to improper fractions before you can apply the multiplication algorithm. So 2 and 1/5 becomes 11/5. 1 4/7 becomes 11/7. Then you can multiply. 11 times 11 is 121. 5 times 7 is 35. 35 goes into 121 3 whole times with 16 left over. So you get 3 and 16/35. If you got that answer correct, give yourself a nice big pat on the back. Now, your next part of your assignment sheet is going to tell you to do the practice problems on page 273. Okay, and you can go ahead and look at the top of that page. Now I want to point out something. At the top of the page, it shows you two different ways to multiply fractions and mixed numbers. And as you can see here, I want you to cross off the one that says using partial products. Now, what we have found is that this is a very confusing method for 5th graders. Or they might understand what they need to do, but when they try to apply the algorithm, there's parts that they forget because there's so many parts to remember. I don't even really want you to learn how to do it and try it. So please cross it off. When you get older, even next year and the next year when you're working with multiplying fractions, they won't even let you use this method anyway. They will want you to use the method that we learned today, which is converting mixed numbers to fractions. Okay, so here's a couple of examples on the page for you, plus the ones that we did together. And your job now is to do the problems at the bottom half of page 273. And we'll correct them in class tomorrow and you can see how you're doing. Good luck!